Michael Bisping sparked debate with a fiery rant on his YouTube channel, where he openly backed Jack Della Maddalena and explained why he believes the Aussie has what it takes to beat Islam Makhachev. Bisping didn't sugarcoat his stance, making it clear who he favors in this huge matchup. That instantly set the internet buzzing, with some fans accusing him of taking shots at Islam. But that wasn't the case, he was simply giving his honest take on the fight. Later, in an interview with Bloody Elbow, Bisping doubled down on his opinion. He pointed out that champion Jack Della shouldn't be written off as a massive underdog, especially with the weapons he brings to the cage. After his dominant showing against Belal just a few months ago, the spotlight now shifts to Madison Square Garden, where Jack will make his first welterweight title defense at UFC 322. And he couldn't have asked for a tougher challenge than Islam Makhachev. Who do you think walks out with the belt? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's break down Bisping's full remarks.
The crazy thing is that Islam Makhachev is quite a sizable favorite according to DraftKings, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure I saw that online earlier this morning. And I think that's a little bit disrespectful to Jack Della Maddalena. The man's on an 18-fight winning streak. He just beat Belal Muhammad. He defended all the takedowns there. He's beaten grapplers before in the past. Yes, Islam Makhachev is incredible, and he'd be another contender for pound #1, greatest of all time, whatever you want to call it. But Belal Muhammad was a perfect warm-up fight for Islam Makhachev, and with the boxing of Jack, if Islam was to stand with him, that'd be a bad idea. With Jack's boxing and the footwork that is associated with boxing, that's going to help him. That's going to be very advantageous. He knows how to defend the takedown. He knows what he's doing off his back. He can get back to his feet. So yeah, I understand why Islam is a slight favourite, because he's tried and tested and the greatest lightweight fighter that the sport's ever seen. Don't be surprised if Jack Della Maddalena gets it done.
Robert Whittaker has called out Dricus Du Plessis for a fight. Just weeks after DDP's tough loss to Khamzat Chimaev, the middleweight division is moving again. Everyone knows Dricus won't get an immediate rematch with the champion, so the question now is who he'll face from the top 5. Out of all the names, Robert Whittaker has stepped up, being one of the few to call him out. In a recent talk with Submission Radio, Whittaker said he wants another chance at DDP to give fans a better fight than the first one, because in that match he barely got started before being knocked out. That quick finish shocked everyone and didn't really show what Whittaker can do. He also cleared up the Kaio Borralho situation. Kaio had been saying Whittaker turned down a fight with him, but Rob explained he was never even offered that matchup. If he had been, he said he would have taken it without hesitation, so that rumor is false. Now, here's what Robert Whittaker said in his interview with Submission Radio.
Yeah, I do want to fight Dricus just because I want to make a better count on myself, and so right now my goals have, my trajectory's kind of changed. I've worked out, got a few fights left. The middleweight division in UFC is a world of opportunities. Doors open and close left and right. So I'm not shutting any doors, but I do understand the work I've got ahead of me, what my primary goal is, and everything else is just kind of gravy on top of that.
Kaio kept telling me that, he was offered you and you turned him down, and then you took the RDR fight. Are you ever in talks to fight Kaio Borralho?
Nah, not once. I was never offered him. Do you really think I would have been offered him and I would have said no?
Of course not, bro. You fought your merit twice.
It's not a ranking thing, obviously. Yeah, I just wasn't offered him. Nothing against him. Maybe he's been fed misinformation, but yeah, I was never offered him.
After his title win at UFC 319, Khamzat Chimaev quickly started planning his next fight. At the post-fight press conference, the new champion was excited and told reporters he wanted to return as soon as possible. He said he took no damage in the fight, his weight cut went well, and his plan was to fight again in October at UFC Abu Dhabi on the Tom Aspinall vs Cyril Gane card. Soon after, Dana White came on stage and agreed, saying he liked the idea and wanted Chimaev to fight in Abu Dhabi. Everything looked set for the perfect homecoming. But within days, all the top middleweights got booked, and it became clear that Chimaev would not fight in October. In a recent interview, Ali Abdelaziz, the manager of contender Riyad Darer, said the UFC officially offered Chimaev a fight with Darer in Abu Dhabi. According to him, the UFC wanted it badly, but Chimaev turned it down even though he had asked for the same chance weeks earlier. Because of this, his first title defense is delayed again, and his return is not expected until 2026.
How close were you guys to making this Renier D. Ritter Khamzat fight happen? Because I thought Khamzat said he wanted to fight again this year. What ended up happening, and why did it end up being Anthony Hernandez in the end?
I talked to the UFC. If Khamzat would have fought in October, it would have been Renier D. Ritter fight Khamzat. But Khamzat, said he's gonna fight next year. They offer Fluffy. D. Ritter said, you know what? I'm not gonna wait. I wasted a lot of my time in ONE FC. I want to keep going, making money, making improvement. And I said, I'm the best. I get the best out of me when you keep me active. And he took this fight, and now he's going to fight very tough guy, Fluffy. And I believe he got all the tools to beat Fluffy. I think he's grappling on a different level. I think his size, I think his knees, he has too many weapons. But also Fluffy is really good. I'm not taking anything away from him. And it's going to be a very interesting fight for the fan.
White House officials are making many of the decisions for the UFC's July 4th event. Dana White recently confirmed that they will have more control over the event than people expected. This control includes the staging and setup, like where the octagon will be placed on the lawn, VIP seating, camera angles, lighting, and broadcast spots. They are also in charge of the schedule, making sure the fights fit smoothly into the July 4th program. Security is another big factor, with the Secret Service working with UFC security to handle fighters, staff, and media in restricted areas. Presentation and branding are being managed too, with strict rules about what flags, decorations, and logos can be used. There may even be small changes to ceremony details to match the venue, but the fights themselves will remain the same. Dana White has to keep it a true UFC event while also following the White House's rules. As for the lineup, fighters like Michael Chandler, Sean Strickland, and Sean Ollie are expected. John Jones has shown interest, but Dana hasn't sounded too positive about him joining. What do you think about this White House event? Let us know in the comments below.